and move on. Fellas, y'all might not like me on this one, okay? It's called The Biggest Myth of Our Time. Black women don't want or respect average men. I have been hearing this for, a long time, but more so recently, okay? It's just something that's been perpetuated throughout these spaces that Black women are not dating and wanting or respecting men who are average earners, okay? And I definitely, there's some truth to that. You have people, women, we see them in these posts, right? Talking about, oh, he got to make 100 grand or he got to do this. And I don't want no 9 to 5. Like, we see that, right? But I do believe that it is definitely sensationalized, and it's used to paint a broad stroke that I don't believe is true. If you look at statistics, most women date and marry men who and have babies with men who are average earners. This has been going on for a long time. And if anything, a lot of Black women date men who don't make as much money as them. So it's just a strange a myth to me, because I don't think it reflects reality. I think that we, because of social media and all of these memes and the videos that surface online, we are being programmed to think that this is true, but I don't believe that it's true. I know it's not true because statistics say otherwise. Most women are out here dating and having babies and having sex and falling in love and being crazy and doing silly things over men who are average earners. I wanted to share a personal experience, okay? And this is an anecdote, but guess what? It's not a lone experience. This is something that I believe a lot of women have experienced. I've experienced it a couple times, and I think it just speaks to what I'm speaking about today. So I'm going to show this screenshot to you guys of a conversation through text that I had a long time ago. Hold on. And
you got to see it. Put it in front so we can see. Put them on blast, Ashley.
I am.
She trying to put it in braille.
You is not right. You is not right.
I'm putting them on blast. So let me give you some background, okay?
Man.
So
first word I saw.
So this was some years ago, okay? And I met this guy, I think it was through like a not social media, but like a dating site. Okay. And so on dating sites, sometimes you scroll through, you swipe right, you try to look at the profile, see what they're all about, but you don't really know. Right. So me personally, I don't really like to go out with the guy that I just made contact with on a dating site until I talk to him first, right? I want to hear your voice, make sure you're not crazy, make sure you can speak good English, I just get to know you, right? Have a preliminary conversation, right? And so I had a conversation with this guy, and there were a lot of red flags, okay? And I let him down easily. I was very nice, very polite, and I said, I don't think that we're compatible. I didn't want to draw things out. I let it go right away because I knew I wasn't interested, okay? And basically, I wasn't interested because, at the time, I was a lot younger, and I really just, I don't have children. So I didn't want a man who had kids. I just didn't. I didn't want that in my life, okay? Just like a lot of men don't want to date single moms. I didn't want that. I was a little bit open to it, depending on the guy, right? But it wasn't my preference. He went on to tell me all this craziness about his baby mama, right? I'm like, oh, this sounds like drama, right? And I'm like, man, he must have got some real bad decision making in his past. I was just like not too happy about it. And then, he was telling me about his daughter, but he couldn't tell me anything specific. Like, he was just like talking about, like, he didn't know I think he knew the name of the school his daughter went to, but he didn't know anything about her teacher. And it just seemed to me like he wasn't an involved parent, So I just wasn't feeling him. He was cursing every couple words and, kind of into smoking weed. And, I'm not judging nobody, but that's not what I do, right? So I didn't really think that we would be compatible. And I didn't tell him all of this in a text message, but I did say that, you know, I just wasn't interested. So this is his response. Somebody want to read that for me?
You're a self-centered bitch. You're exactly right. We're not compatible. You passed judgment after one conversation about my job, which was a load of crap I fed you, because I felt what kind of person you was from the start. Wanted to see your response, and I was right. I own this contracting company, baby. My brother works for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm the man. I own 4 apartment buildings. I wasn't even feeling you from the start. You was totally correct.
No, you gotta read it with the poor subject verb agreement.
Right.
You can't just be trying to correct him. He said, I owns 4 apartment buildings. I wasn't feeling you from the start. You was totally correct. Put some respect on his poor subject verb agreement. If he gonna be calling our girl a bitch.
My text messages be way worse than this, so I ain't about to be doing
But
Don't
I was just
sophisticated version.
Ashley, let me ask you a question.
No periods, no nothing. Run on sentences.
Run on sentences for days. He ain't never lied. Especially if he mad. I be like, I don't even know if to be mad at what he's saying. I be like, hold on.
Yeah, he was mad as hell, but you know, how involved were you with him?
We had one conversation.
Y'all had one conversation. He was like that. That means it was something wrong with him from the beginning.
I agree.
Wait, hold on. This is
real.
This happened to you, Ashley?
Yes, this was me.
I thought you I thought you were reading that this happened. So, okay, I got you.
No, that happened with me. We had one conversation. We had become acquainted through a dating app, you know, and I said, okay, let me just see what he's about. I talked to him on the phone, and there are just some red flags. And I was like, you know what? I cut things off. I just explained to y'all. Y'all will listen.
She was like about his kids and stuff like that. And
no, you know,
he smokes and stuff. Red flags for her. Red flags for
her. She has a preference which black women are allowed to have, and he didn't meet the standards that he cursed. Ashley
and I don't
does not smoke marijuana.
But it was just like even like listening to that text right there, like he kind of talked like that in real life. Like I'm just like, I need a guy who's a little bit more articulate, just intelligent. I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay.
And this happens more in more cases than none. This is often, especially where I'm from. Women try to be. I've seen women go from like 0 to 100 real fast because they'll tell a guy like, "No, I'm not interested," and he'll just keep pushing up on like, "Dude, you're a stranger." For one, just keep that in mind. You're a stranger. From we were first born, our parents tell us, be wary of strangers. So you a strange guy coming up on a woman trying to talk to her. And she just says no. You don't know why she's uncomfortable. You don't know why she said no. But then if you keep on pushing her and then she gets an attitude, now she's this nasty bitch and XYZ. And I've seen it plenty of times. Even when a woman is being very nice, oh fuck you, then I ain't gonna talk to you anyways. You ugly. Like yes, you did. Like stop saying act like you didn't want to talk to her because you didn't want to talk to her. You want to talk to her.
And that wasn't even all of it. He went on. He texted me. He said, "You don't even know how to dress. He went on. He like went in on me."
He sounded very petty.
You heard him.
Very petty.
You heard him very early.
So I dodged the bullet, right? You know, but so people might say, "Oh, she picky. She this, she that. She thinks she too this or whatever." But no, like you have to listen. And I pick up on red flags. You know, I pick up on certain things. And this is part of the reason why I was like, you know what, we're not compatible. But his first assumption was what? That I didn't want him because he had told me that he was a construction worker. So he assumed that I didn't want him because of that. And that's why he went on to tell me, oh, I own 4 apartments and I this and I that. Ego. It was all his assumption. And this has happened to me other times where a man would just assume that if I don't accept his advances or whatever, that it's because he don't make enough money. Mm-hmm. And it happens a lot. It happens a lot.
You know, their skill steps for dealing with failure and rejection. I just want to throw that out there. That's a life skill.
Coming from the South Side of Chicago, growing up, you know.